everyone, welcome to our special episode of REDstreams. My name is Amelia Kołat. I'm a senior community manager here at CD Projekt Red, and today with me I have three cool, amazing guests. So let's start with Alicja Kozera, my co-host.
Hey guys, nice to see you again.
And our guest straight from Yigsoft, Bence Hambalko.
Hello.
And Moritz Baron.
Hey, yeah.
So today we'll be talking about REDkit, our new tool for The Witcher 3 that we used 9 years ago to develop the game. We released it earlier today for PC, so if you still didn't check it out, make sure that you go to Steam, GOG or Epic Game Store and do it. And we'll be talking today about those things.
So today we are live with you from our The Witcher Tavern. So if you have any questions, I will be checking the Twitch chat and we will try to answer them, as many of them as possible. We also have Akosh here, which is behind the screen that you can see, playing the REDkit live, showcasing you what it can do and how it looks like. So if you have any specific requests, maybe we will be able to show you the specific thing, but please keep in mind that some of them might be too complicated to show you on the stream, so it's best if you check out the tool for yourself. So let's jump in. Before we start talking about REDkit itself, Bence, Moritz, can you tell us something more about yourselves?
Yes, so we are from Yigsoft and we are coming from a modding background. That's how we came in contact with all these things. So back in 2015, when Witcher 3 came out and I finished the game, I really wanted to re-experience and have more content for it. So I started to think about how we could have more better tools than what was released as the VCC Lite. So I started this project called REDkit. And throughout the years, after a while, together with Moritz, we started working on an open source tool. And back in 2021, we actually, based on this tool, after we started working on Cyberpunk support, we joined as a partner for CDPR. And after that, we did the Red Mod DLC for Cyberpunk. And when we were doing the Witcher 3 Next Gen, it started to make sense that maybe we could do a better modding tool for Witcher. So throughout the past year, we were working on this and now we have it released.
Here we are.
Yeah.
And yes, hi, I'm Moritz. I'm an engine developer on the REDkit and also come back from a modding background. I've modded The Witcher and Cyberpunk for a long time now and also worked on the Phantom Liberty DLC for Cyberpunk and the modding tools for Cyberpunk as well.
Okay. Awesome. So what was your role on developing the REDkit?
So I was the producer basically. So I was at the start putting together the plan on what we want to achieve, and then during the development making sure that we are hitting the goals, and in the end making sure that we release something that's something we are happy with, and I think we reached that goal.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And what did you do, Moritz?
Yes, so as I said, I'm an engine programmer. I did a lot of things for the kit. And I think the most important things I guess I was part of was the UI design, so dialogues and pop-up and that it looks nice. And also designing much of the modding workflows, publishing mods and creating DLCs, for example.
Okay, so you mentioned that you obviously did some mods for The Witcher, but did you start modding maybe a bit earlier? Or did your journey start with The Witcher?
I actually started out with modding Half-Life and Minecraft. But those really gave me an initial idea how to do bigger mods, and I also coded for a long time. And I actually learned a lot during making modding tools for The Witcher. And I made a lot of friends as well.
Yeah. Yeah, same story for me. I think I'm also a long-time modder, but I started with Witcher 3. And I suppose I have a story that it's similar to many modders, I think. So I just when I first looked at the game and played the game, I was just overwhelmed by the immersion, and it was wanting to run around the world and sail it as well. And there's one thing that I always wanted to do was that I kind of, get this immersive feeling of sailing in the game as well, and to catch the wind in the sail and like pull against it a bit. And then I had this project that I had in my mind. I wanted to have a more realistic sailing experience in the game, and it turned out it's much more difficult than expected. And we didn't have any official tools apart from the command line tools and the community tools. And then the whole project, I think, took me a year to do. And in the meantime, I needed to contribute to REDkit, to the community tools, and participate there in coding. And I think then 2 years or so, or more probably, passed. And I was also code lead for the Cyberpunk official community tools first, and then, as Bence said, we got a project by CDPR, and then I could work on the actual official tools, which was great. Yes.
Awesome. So you started as modders. I know that in our company we have a lot of developers who have been started as modders, either for The Witcher 2, The Witcher 3, or even different games. So it's a good start. Do you think that REDkit will be this start for some people?
I think yes, because when someone wants to get into game development and they start with something like Unreal, it's sometimes a bit hard because you just have an empty project or you get someone's demo and it's overwhelming to figure out what you want to do. And for example, for level designers or quest designers especially, when you have an already nice game, you can just take those characters, take those maps and change something, try to figure out the new story that you want to tell. And I think it's a really great way to learn those skills and then maybe have a great portfolio if you want to get into game development.
Yeah, I wanted to say the same thing, actually. We know a lot of people who actually went from modding into game design as well. And one thing I think that's interesting is, you said it already, but I mean, with modding, you have this already existing big game, right? A massively complex game like The Witcher. And then, in the best case, I mean, probably always, you have this vision you want to achieve, and you have this big code base. Now, talking in game dev terms, but you have this big area to play in. And then you have to realize your vision, basically, your idea. And that's, I think, it's a skill that's kind of translates probably one-to-one into
it's a great
development.
process to actually go through developing your mod and shipping it.
Yeah.
It's actually much harder to actually ship it than just do some experiment.
It's just like shipping the game, basically.
Yes,
yeah, in a sense, it's very similar. Yeah. And also, games are so complex, right? They have so many departments and so many different mechanics go into releasing a video game, from art to tech to coding to texturing, and there can be mods for all of these different projects.
So actually, we have a question connected to that from Savi Shiv. They're asking, how good does someone have to be at coding to use REDkit?
Yeah, not at all. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a coder at all. That's the whole point.
Yeah, we have scripting available with the Witcher script, but you don't actually have to use it. We have for example, the quest designer tool where you can create quests with nodes. So it's very visual.
Yeah. So everyone can find something for them in modding, depending on their talents.
Yep.
And maybe I thought I'm gonna be audio designer, and then I see REDkit and do quests, and then suddenly I'm a quest designer. Right? It can happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are talking about REDkit, but what exactly REDkit is?
It's basically the engine that was used to create Witcher 3, repackaged in a way that can be used by people outside of the CDPR infrastructure. So our goal when designing REDkit was to give people everything. It might be a bit overwhelming at the start, but it's due to the reason that you are allowed to do everything. So all the middlewares are included, and you have the same tools, the same raw assets that were used to create the game. So you basically have full freedom to create quests, cutscenes. You have the Vice project to create new audio elements. And even we ported all our internal tooling to Blender. So for everyone, it's free to get on board.
connected to that, we have a question from Xerobot Xero. So what exactly can you mod in The Witcher 3, and can someone actually make it multiplayer?
So when I think about the previous question about what REDkit is, I think there's two answers to that. One is about, two things that REDkit is. The one, on the one hand, it's a tool for modifying the content that is already in the game. So, I don't know, moving an NPC around or changing the scenery of a village or something. And then on the other hand, it can also be used to create new things. New worlds, new quests, new adventures, new monsters, whatever. But it's still all confined to the engine of The Witcher, right? I mean, it has to be. It's a modding tool for The Witcher 3. So it cannot initially do things that are completely outside of the realm of the game, like multiplayer, for example. But there are a lot of tools. The scripting is available. And people have injected multiplayer to some extent into other games and to Cyberpunk, I think, as well. So, it's certainly possible. But, any good mod project takes time and people.
So basically, sky is the limit.
Yes, and your imagination is also your limit.
And your time.
And your time.
And effort.
Is it difficult to start journey with REDkit as someone who never done this before?
So what we saw in The Witcher 2 REDkit is that it was a bit hard to get into because of the documentation. So what we wanted to do is have the initial loop really easy to follow. So we have a really nice public Confluence page, which you can follow, where we have documented all of the tools. And we will be releasing throughout the weeks a video tutorial series, which some might be multiple hours. So keep tuned for the quest tutorial. But we go through each of the features from the basics to the more advanced topics. And I think it should get all of you started pretty easily. So,
I think it really depends on what you mean by the question, right? Is it difficult to use? Yes, maybe in certain parts of it. Other functionalities are much more easy to use and much more accessible. In general, of course, it needs a bit of getting used to. But I think that's a feature of the product, really. It's a complex software for a complex game. It has to achieve a lot of different things. We wanted it to be complex. We wanted the users to be able to create very complex things. So, yes, it should be. It shouldn't be difficult to use, but it should be complex. And I think that's it.
But maybe easy to start, hard to master.
Yes, that makes
Yes.
sense. Yeah.
Okay, and do you maybe have a rough number of those tutorials so our community can
if I remember
brace themselves?
correctly, we have around 12 tutorials.
Okay.
And we will be slowly releasing them as we go to more and more advanced topics.
Yes, you can expect them on our YouTube channel twice a week or something similar.
There's already one with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the same time, we also have the written tutorials, the user guides, if someone prefers to read. And I'm really happy that we are releasing all those things, because for the REDkit for The Witcher 2, people were actually complaining that they had to figure out the stuff for themselves. And here we actually already give you some answers. So that's a really nice thing.
Plus our community, so heads up to you guys, and big shout out to everyone on our forums and Discord. They also create community tutorials to help each other, to build that community even stronger, and to even make that bond better. We opened today looking for group channel, so if someone of you is looking for a teammate to create something cool, you have a place to ask, and you can always group up and do something amazing.
Yes. So in the chat we have a lot of questions about specific things, like people asking, can I make new Gwent cards? Can I make a new landmass? Can I add new mechanics? But I think we already said the sky is the limit.
So when we were thinking about what we want to achieve at the start, we set out a goal for ourselves, and we actually prepared a demo when we were finishing the tool, which we will be releasing on the Confluence as well, which is a new world where we have a couple cutscenes. There is a quest where you have to prepare a ritual. And we are developers, so take it with a grain of salt. But you can see an example of like a bigger mod. It's around 20 minutes to play through. So maybe you have a new quest to fiddle around with, or maybe you have a great example for yourself. So check it out.
Okay. And I think we also should mention that because we have also very huge community of virtual photographers. Is there something that maybe they can do in REDkit?
So we already have the in-game tools in the game to create photos, but with REDkit, once you disable the filters, you can essentially just go into a room, set up the characters, position everyone. We have really great tools for cutscenes, so you can set up scenes, and we have a screenshot tool inside REDkit, so you should be able to do some great shots.
Wow.
And new poses maybe for
Yes,
characters.
yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I cannot wait to actually see those screenshots again.
Screenshots, mods, everything
Yeah.
is gonna be pretty cool. So reminder again, if you have additional questions, we won't be able to answer question about like every single thing. Can I do that, this or that? But if you have anything else, please drop them in the chat.
And yeah, so now we've been talking like what we can do. And let's say I already prepared a mod. I am very happy and I would like to ship it. How can I share my mods with other community members to play? Or maybe developers to check it out?
Yeah, I think I can. Yep. I can start in. So basically, there are two built-in functionalities in the editor. First is for the Steam Workshop, which we also just published an update for the game that supports it now today. And once you create your mod and you publish it in like locally on your PC, then you can also just use the Steam upload tool in the editor. And it gets uploaded to the Steam Workshop, and then users can then basically subscribe to a mod there, and then it will, pull out all the correct files to your PC, puts the mods folder into your local mods folder, the bin into the bin, and stuff like this. And then on the other hand, we have also a cooperation with Nexus Mods, so we also have a kind of very streamlined experience to upload the mods to Nexus Mods. Nexus Mods is a mod hosting site. It's very popular. It has most of the Witcher 3 mods currently. Yeah.
So like legit 2 clicks, 2 free clicks, sort of.
I think so, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You just have to put in the information, and then it should just work. Yeah.
See, easy like that.
So the REDkit is great both for modders who can use it to mod their hearts out, and for players, which makes it easier to install mods via Steam Workshop, for example, or Nexus Mods.
Oh, and for cooperation, for like cooperating with other teams as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we released the REDkit today, but for a few weeks we have been doing playtests for that. So how were you feeling about that, and what did you take out of those playtests before the full release?
I think at the start we were anxious about what people would think, but I think it was a great experience because even a few months ago we actually onboarded a handful of people who we have been talking together, gathering ideas, trying to figure out what we want to achieve with the REDkit, and shout out to them because they were really great.
Yes.
And after that, once we shipped the Steam playtest, we have been like really active on Discord, trying to figure out problems with people. And I think at this time we reached the point where we are really happy with how everything was.
I think it was great. It was really good to do the playtest, and also great to have the beta access before
It's a bit
for the
of a
modders.
community effort, like
Yeah,
working
and we got
together.
so many different. Just the feedback was really good and helped us a lot. Yeah. Would do it again.
yeah.
I mean, people were very interested.
Yeah.
Did you anticipate that so many people would sign up?
I was hoping for it.
Well, we had a bet going actually.
Yes.
And
So
Bence won with the highest number.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it kind of topped our expectations.
What's the number?
2,400 in 24 hours.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, I think we got way more.
Because we shipped in the afternoon, so for the first day until
So
midnight.
24 hours. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
impressive.
Was there anything that left you kind of speechless, or that you never thought is something gonna happen during those playtests?
One thing that really surprised me is how many people play with controllers on PC. I, for some reason, never considered it. And in the last hotfix, we actually addressed this, so you can play with the controller inside the editor. And I think there are many of these, but it was nice to just get a bit of insight how people will use it.
Yeah, I think just the sheer amount of feedback and positive feedback and kind of uptake we got in the playtest is just, it didn't surprise me that much, but it was really good to have. Yeah.
I mean, it's always
And,
nice.
It's
just-
always good, yeah.
Also, the internal beta testing with the modders we invited went really well. And for example, one thing was that they actually found an issue with certain, a super specific thing, right? Certain tangents were calculated or were missing from certain assets of the game, and then we could look into that, and in the end, we actually pushed a fix that should improve the initial console command line modding tools we had from many years ago. So that's for me
So
definitely.
regarding the editor, we can see on screen how Akosh is playing with it. But does the editor have dark theme?
Why did you answer?
Because you know how players are; they
Yes.
don't like light things.
Sadly, no. We actually spent a great deal of time upgrading VX widgets from the 10-year-old version. And it would have caused a lot of issues for us. So we try to spend our efforts rather on things that enable people to make better mods.
So you have to survive for that.
Was there maybe any mod already created during those playtests that you guys thought is always so cool?
Well, we're still waiting for the dark theme mod for the editor.
I really liked, for example, the one where you could ride a griffin. That was cool.
Definitely. Yeah.
There was also someone who reworked the vegetation in many areas. That was really nice as well. And in general, I was just really happy how quickly people started picking it up. There was also a person who, just a few days after we shipped, he started creating tutorials for other people with his findings. So it was really nice, I think.
Yeah, and you guys were very active on our Discord,
Yes.
answering questions, helping out people. So hopefully we'll see more of that in the coming weeks.
No doubts.
And obviously, it's not just you two who worked on REDkit, right? There is a bunch of people. How does it feel as a team to ship REDkit?
I think we can be proud of everyone, really. It was even though we had a great head start with the Witcher 3 Next Gen, many tooling was really, really old, and we had to do a bit of coding archaeology, figuring out how things worked a long time ago. There was no documentation for a lot of things, or the only person that knew how something works left the company. But it was actually quite fun to figure out these.
I've so many things to say about that, actually. I mean, just, I don't know, maybe from the beginning, we as long-time community modders for Witcher 3, it was just awesome to work on this tooling that we just had. We tried to figure out how the game works from the outside before, years ago, and tried to look at hex editors and try to decipher bytes and stuff. So this was amazing. And then to actually, because you said that, because we could work together with the people with some of the people that created the game. So massive shout out to all the CDPR old developers of the game who helped us in DMs, and I literally just DM'd a couple of people I didn't have any hopes of getting big messages back or anything because people are busy working on other projects and stuff. But then I literally got from 3 people pages long, like specific instruction how specific features work and really positive feedback. So I was just blown away. That was great.
Big shout out to Aero for all the help with the quests and everything.
Yeah, that's another person who started as a modder.
Yeah, exactly.
Our company.
Yes.
So, okay, we know a lot of people worked on that, but as modders and modders turned developers, how do you actually play the games yourself? When you boot up the new game, do you do the vanilla version, plain without mods, or do you spend hours modding it and then just jump into the game?
I kind of spoiled myself with The Witcher 3 Next Gen for a couple of things because I was working a lot with the lip sync, so I'm really looking for these specific things with people's mouth movement and like shadows and such. But I think with most games I can still immerse myself. But there is this few things where I'm like I have really eye for it to really focus on it.
For me, I think it's kind of a bit of both, right? So when we shipped Phantom Liberty, then I wanted to explore the game as it was designed by us, right? And that was really cool because you have this immersive storyline and just kind of get pulled into. But then, of course, after 20 minutes, you feel like, oh, I could change this or I could change this, and you could make a mod for this. So for Witcher, I think I want to play the next gen version. I think vanilla for a time, but I'm sure after playing it a bit, I will have
stronger
5 ideas how I want to mod or make mods myself. And then the community makes so many really awesome mods that you just have to
appreciate them.
Yeah, appreciate and like just try them out and stuff like that. And the old curse of like players that also mod is just that you only spend 10 minutes playing the game and then a new mod pops up on Nexus or something and you have to download it and you spend hours reworking your whole mod list, right?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of reworking mod lists, we have a great question from Salvador242. How will the release of REDkit impact existing mods? So will they still work? Would they have to be reworked?
We took special care that we don't break anything. And especially in Steam Workshop, both DLCs and regular mods are supported. So you can just subscribe to a bunch of mods in Steam Workshop, both DLC and normal mods, and everything should work.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't think the game update should break anything.
Great, because that's always an issue with some updates.
What is your favorite thing about REDkit? If you could name 1, 2.
I think my favorite thing is, it's kind of hard to pinpoint maybe, but I think my favorite thing is just the fact that we could include so many of the original files in the game. For example, it's a bit technical, but we included the original Flash files for the UI, so Gwent or, for example, the inventories or the menus. And these original files then get compiled into different files and then shipped with the actual game. And we could include the original files in the REDkit, so people have just the most creative freedom to use the assets that the game was made for. Yeah, I think that's, I don't know, it's not really like a thing in the editor, but just like in general.
For me, I think the screenplay. So it's really interesting because you have this tool where you can write the screenplay like you would for a movie.
Yeah, true.
And when you are creating your cutscene, you can like clearly see like the script of a movie, and it's really nice that you can just work out how you want to set up your narrative.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. And I remember working with that a bit and like writing a couple of lines of dialogues. It's like, yeah, you're right, like a movie script. Yeah.
Is there anything that you hope for that our community modders will come up with REDkit? Apart from dark theme for it.
Yeah, I think more narrative would be great. We already had the Reddish tools, which were amazing, but I think the REDkit really lowers the barrier entry for people who just want to click together a nice scene. So I really hope we will see new stories in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to disagree with, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I think a bunch of mods, or like a good mod, doesn't necessarily have to be something completely new. I mean, that's amazing, right? That's cool when so many cool mod projects just make new worlds and you can wander around them for other games. But I think there's also a space for mods that just, take a specific feature of the game and then make it to something different that the mod author had in mind. So, for example, I would just wish for a mod that adds some real-time travel from one place to another. So I can be walking through the lands and then get on a boat, I don't know, wherever, White Orchard.
Running The Witcher for 3 weeks straight.
No, okay, maybe not real-time, maybe
Close to
in-game real-time, yeah. But, just like take a ship down the rivers or across the sea or something. That's
So like
cool.
a chill experience in The Witcher.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
We have
The Griffin mount was already teased, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have wise, so people can make play music while you're on the boat, maybe.
Oh yeah, true. Oh my god, yes. I'm still thinking of the old tools that didn't allow so much, I think.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to make this Griffin mount mod myself, but didn't have time for it.
No.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
So we have also some more questions from the chat.
Yes.
Steamy V is interested in making machinimas of The Witcher, like animations. So they're asking if it's possible and how to, for example, expand some elements to Blender.
So back in the day, most of the tooling was either in Maya or 3ds Max, and we really wanted to make it as easy for people to get into using REDkit. So we ported all of our tooling to Blender, which is free and open source for everyone. So we have a Blender plugin which you can use. We support lip sync, animations, entities, making and editing existing ones, so you should be good to go.
Awesome. And like adding own voiceovers to the game is also something that is possible?
Yes. So you can record your voiceovers, and then inside Blender, you can either by hand set up the phonemes, or we have a tool which generates a rough lip sync, which you can then later adjust.
Wow. That's awesome.
I suppose you can also use the in-editor scene tool. I'm not entirely familiar with it completely, but I think you can use that as well, right? Not only in game, but also in the editor.
Yeah.
I have
Does
no
it sound like black magic?
a bit like I have no idea.
We have Geralt's head in Blender, and it previews you the mouse movements and everything. It's really nice.
Oh, I think
Do we
we're
have any
showing
more?
some of that.
Do we have more questions?
Let me check. Guys, do you have any more questions in the Twitch chat?
Because we are slowly ending our today's stream with our awesome guests. So if you have any questions, now it's the final call. So while we wait, your favorite mod. It can be from Witcher, it can be from any other game.
Ooh.
Can be serious, can be funny.
I'll just start and then maybe we can brainstorm a bit. But so for Witcher 3, I think Ghost Mode, that was a mod that I really enjoyed. It was really well made. It was a gameplay and kind of combat overhaul that focuses on scripts a lot. So that's the language that created most of the gameplay features. That was definitely one of the cool mods. While I think.
I really love either really funny mods or things that really overhaul the game. So for me, the Eternal Hunt for The Witcher was really great. I love Blood and Wine and the Vampires, so it was really nice that someone kind of continued it a bit upon. And the other one that was really interesting for me is someone ported a bunch of the fight mechanics from Bloodborne into Witcher.
Oh, wow.
Which was really cool. And also there's the mod where you can snowboard with Geralt.
Yeah, I worked on that a bit.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually helped coding that a bit.
Was
Yes,
it
I remember.
difficult?
Aero, actually, we mentioned him earlier. He also coded a bunch of the actual movement logic going down, and then there is a bunch of these UI mods by DJ Kovrig and stuff. Immersive UI that hides specific features in specific contexts. That was really cool. The Vladimir HUD mod for Gwent. No, not for Gwent. For the UI, for the whole UI. Big project.
Nice. So we are actually had a lot of questions about like adding new decks to Gwent, new mechanics to Gwent. So I think some people will be dedicated just to that, and we'll see like.
Sorry, I have to interrupt you, but there's this amazing mod that I have to shout out. It was I forgot the name, but it basically every time we went into a fight in the game, you would not actually get into the sword fight, but it would play a game of Gwent, and if you lose, you die, and you have to win the game of Gwent. It's like, yes, perfect.
So putting Thronebreaker in The Witcher 3, basically.
Yes, true. Exactly.
A little bit. Okay, a lot of people were super excited about the Blender plugin. Is it built in, or do you have to download it separately?
It's built in.
Okay.
We even have a Blender plugin manager which helps you download Blender and install everything.
Okay,
and
perfect.
Akos wrote a bunch of really nice tutorials, and we also have videos on how to set up lip sync. So.
Okay, and then you can. Okay, now we know we can export from from REDkit to Blender, but can you put your own models, textures from Blender to REDkit as well, right?
Yes. So you can create new characters. You should be able to import buildings. There is also a way to, from tools like Word Machine, to import terrain. So you can create like nice mountains with stamp tools and such. So
basically everything you need to create the game itself is also available.
Also even tried at some point importing maps from other games, and that's really cool as well. Yeah.
We saw some really cool screenshots on Discord and on the during the playtest already of that. Yeah.
So do you still create mods in your free time? I know you guys have probably not that much of a free time, but
So when we were making REDkit, I really wanted to always spend time on actually using it and creating stuff. So I was always making the pigeon mods for everyone. But lately, not too much time, too busy making games. But especially with smaller projects, I really want to still get back into.
I do. I still mod in my free time. Sometimes, well, not Witcher anymore, but maybe that will change now. But for Cyberpunk, I made a couple of mods. And for Morrowind, I still do. It's really old game and really simple engine. So modding is kind of cool because you just have this idea and you can put it into reality. And I think REDkit kind of helps with that as well. But I actually made this real-time travel mod for Morrowind. Yes.
So it's a start for The Witcher as well.
I hope so. Yeah.
Cool, guys. So we have a lot more technical questions, but I think we should remind our community that there are tutorials, video tutorials coming, a written user guide that you can access right now and check out. If you have any other questions, problems, issues, go to our forums, go to our Discord server, go to our Steam community, and if not us, then the other modders from the community, I'm sure, will be very happy to help you answer your questions. Before we wrap up, there is one thing that we wanted to tease you. If you are a competitive modder, I would say, we will have some contest coming soon. So keep your eyes open for that, and we will be able to accommodate all levels of experience with modders. So even if you're just starting out, you might be able to take part in the contest. So watch out.
Exactly. It will be super fun.
Yes.
It will be super fun. Okay, guys, so that's it, sadly, for today. REDkit is out, so, we will not take your time. Go play with REDkit. Create amazing things in The Witcher 3. Don't forget it's out on PC. So Steam, GOG, Epic Game Store. you can create everything like levels, characters, audio, quests, and probably even much
New
more.
Gwent cards.
New Gwent cards, yes. And we cannot wait to see what you guys worked on and prepared for us.
Yes. So before we finish, do you guys have any last words to our community?
Yes. So I would love to thank the the modding community.
Morrowind.
The Morrowind community as well. But I mean, the modding community in general, they're great. I mean, so many cool tools have come from that. And then I want to give a big shout out to the testers for the REDkit, our internal testers and the QA and the beta access modders and everybody who helped us on the final stretch, basically, of testing all the features. And I think went really well.
I also want to thank the CDPR QA guys. They were helping us a lot, and everyone who we kind of dragged in a lot of people into the project. It's like favors. It was really cool. All the people from procurement and BizDev who helped us get all the middleware, so we can give Wise, for example, to people. And our amazing producer Oleg from the CDPR side. Also, like everyone in the team. It was really like a passionate teamwork putting this together. I'm forgetting half of the people, but yeah, it was a great team.
Yes, it was a team effort from everyone.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone who worked on the REDkit. We hope you as a community will have fun with that. Thank you guys for joining us today. It was amazing to have you. And me and Amelia will probably see you
Quite soon.
Yes. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.